Hey, it was Wednesday. It was a day. There were sports. Let's talk about the algorithms that I've created to predict the outcomes of those games and how they did today. We'll talk about hockey, we'll talk about NBA basketball, and we'll talk about college basketball. So let's start off with hockey. It goes 2-2 today. New Jersey beats a Philadelphia team that continues to not be able to get any wins. So that happened. Algorithm gets a win there. Rangers threw a goalie who I don't believe had ever played before named Adam Huska, and I grabbed stats from a different goaltender. There were a ton of goals in this game, so that was the bet, was the over. Rangers do not win. Colorado wins, but a lot of weirdness going on there with the goaltending situation. Vancouver, algorithm picks an underdog off. Vancouver wins a low-scoring game in a shootout, beats Boston. Good job, algorithm there. And I just listened to this game on the radio a little bit. Dallas and Vegas sounded like a fantastic game. Vegas comes back to win after Laurent Brissant comes in to relieve Leonard, and they come back and beat Holtby because there's no Ottinger in there. It's a Holtby there instead. What a game. Sounded amazing. It reminded me, I've been to a couple games at the T-Mobile at that arena in Vegas. It's just an unbelievable place. It just sounded amazing, and they came back one late. So what a game. All right, so that's hockey. Let's talk NBA. NBA, a lot of games done so far. The Celtics-Clippers game is still going on. What's the score? It's 100-108 with a, oh, look at this, 103. They're making it a close game. We'll check in on that before we're done with the video here. But so what about everything else that has already finished? We won't worry about that last game yet because it's still going on. The other games, we went 7-5, lost the Nets. That sucks. Had them on some stuff. I did play some games at the end of the day today. Toronto loses. Memphis loses, but there were some wins. How about underdogs? 0-1. Bulls do not win. So a mixed bag. It looks like 4-8 on the spread, but that's not really the spread. The spread is actually, when you look at spread cover number greater than 0. We were actually 5-7 on the spread so far. So it looks like a mixed day. Doesn't really matter too much what the outcome of that other game is because it's not going to be a good day either way, even though we have the Celtics that are did they make it even closer in the last minute? No, it's still 103, 108. All right, let's talk about college basketball, which is much more interesting. So 53 games on here today. So every day we're starting to be able to draw some conclusions about some things and how I want to structure wagers, and because I want to be able to give advice, even though I don't want to do videos every day about this. I do want to be able to say there's this big, huge table, and you should be able to click a couple things and say these are bettable every day. And home underdogs are one of them. No matter what I say about them, they are home underdogs. They're supposedly the pot of gold picks. They're supposed to be the best picks. Well, even though Western Carolina had a really bad strength of schedule differential number and played a lot of worse teams, apparently, than Tennessee Tech, they still won this game. And 2 of the 3 home underdogs win. That's 2 of 3 underdogs winning. Binghamton does not, even though they're the one you'd think that would have won based on this number. But 2 out of 3 win, that's good. You hit 2 out of 3 underdogs, you're getting paid. Even on a round robin, you get paid there as well. So that's good. The rest of the underdog situation, not necessarily so good. All the away teams getting crushed, right? As a matter of fact, looking at home versus away, let's look at the away teams first. 9-14. There was a string of away wins right here, which means you don't want to really use the home bump to bump everything away here, because there was a string of away wins, which means these teams actually are better. And so this was correct, and you don't want to bump that out of it was just a rough day all around for the away teams, which is why you want to focus on home teams, which is the other thing I talk about. 27-3 on the home teams. You only lose, you hit the top 6, but then you do lose with St. Peter's, it looks like. But then look at this. Amazing home teams, 25 out of the top 26 games win. I actually did do a parlay with like 9 of these home teams, and I caught all winners, and a little more than doubled my money on my parlay. It was like 9 teams on it. So this was doable. This was really, really predictable. Binghamton, of course, loses. That was one of our home underdogs that loses, and Dartmouth loses as well. A close game to Quinnipiac, but not Quinnipiac kind of beat them. So this didn't work all the way down there, but that's a really low margin. This is pretty beautiful for home teams. So I do like to see that. And when you get this, if you subscribe and you want to get this every day, the email, you're going to want to click home underdogs, and then you're just going to want to click home teams, and you're going to want to grab teams to win over here and try to find lines that are playable. You can see there really weren't very many playable. Western Carolina was a pretty good one. And then there were the two underdogs that hit, right? There was Southeastern Missouri State as well. So anyway, pretty interesting day. We'll be on the road. You'll see a video from some crazy place. I'll be tomorrow probably. And I'll be moving a lot. So a lot going on. Let's see. Do we have a final score in this basketball game? Now there's probably like 6 different TV timeouts. I'm trying to figure out what to do. Looks like a pain in the butt. All right, I don't want to care all that much. Doesn't matter. So good luck, everyone. I'll be emailing everyone. Subscribe if you want to get a copy of this. I'm not promising a video with predictions tomorrow, even though I'll be all over the place. But I will promise a results video probably at some point. All right, good luck, everyone. May all of your picks be winning.